Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to our sports show. I'm your host, Driver. Alright, over the weekend, Friday and Saturday, we had WWE Crown Jewel on Saturday. We had Impact Wrestling Turning Point on Friday. We had GCW Please Buddy on Friday. And on Saturday, we had GCW Sigh or No. Go ahead and run down those shows, star ratings and whatnot. Had a lot going on, so wasn't able to get these videos done. So we're going to go ahead and run through all the shows. So the first show we're going to do is going to be WWE Crown Jewel. So we have the kickoff match of Sami Zayn versus JD McDonagh. We know JD McDonagh has been trying to join the Judgment Day. Sami Zayn has been anti-Judgment Day, so kind of throwing this match together. Put it on the pre-show, I was like, kind of took me off a little bit, because I'm like, this is actually going to probably be a pretty good match. But to have Sami Zayn on a pre-show, on a kickoff show, on a pay-per-view, and then on Monday night he is main event Monday Night Raw for the WWE World Title. That was kind of like, excuse me, what? But this match actually was pretty good. It was pretty short. It was like 9 minutes and 46 seconds. I ended up giving it 3.5 with the Sami Zayn getting the victory. I just thought it was weird that I thought Sami Zayn did not want to wrestle in Saudi Arabia. I thought there was a big deal when they first announced these Saudi shows that Sami didn't want to go over there, or he wasn't allowed, one of the two, but yet now he's over there wrestling. So I thought that was kind of weird. Didn't make a lot of sense to me, but you know, not a lot of things do make sense sometimes. So then the main show started. We started off with the WWE World Heavyweight title on the line. We had champion Seth Rollins going up against Drew McIntyre. I love the video package for this, with the fact that talking about how Drew was champion during the COVID era, and he never really had a chance to be champion in front of a live crowd, and kind of the background of Seth Rollins. So it's like, okay, you know, this could actually be a good match. This match, we started off a match of the night. No, in my opinion, no other match touched this match on the card at all. We had Seth Rollins being Seth Rollins. We had him, the whole back issue thing came up, and just, I mean, in fact, he was able to curb stomp Drew, and he was able to pin Drew 1, 2, 3, and get the victory there, retaining his title, and then giving it 4.25. Next up, we had the Fatal 5-Way Women's match for the WWE Women's title. I'm just sort of confused on some of the booking. So we had champion Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax versus Raquel Rodriguez versus Shayna Baszler versus Zoey Stark. Where I'm confused, so Zoey Stark lost this 5-way match. I think she's the one that actually got pinned. But yet on Monday Night Raw, she's in a Battle Royal that she wins to be #1 contender. And she just got pinned by the champion. What? Oh, okay. I mean, let somebody who wasn't just lost in the battle, to win the Battle Royal, but hey, neither here nor there. The fact that Rhea was able to survive a Fatal 5-Way to retain her women's title, and then giving it 2.75 stars. It was an 11-minute long match. Wasn't a lot here for me. I'd rather seen one-on-one with any of these versus this kind of, was kind of thrown together. Didn't have a lot of flow to the match for me. So 2.75, Rhea Ripley getting the victory. Next up, did we see John Cena's last match? Sikoa versus John Cena. Pretty much a squash match for 16 minutes. Sikoa just basically annihilating John Cena. I ended up giving it 2.75. Sikoa getting the victory. It's just the way it ended was kind of weird. It was like, was this John Cena's last match? It's like, whoa, this could have been. So I don't know what's going on there, but we'll definitely have to keep an eye on that and see. But Sikoa just looked as vicious as ever. Looked like his Uncle Umaga a lot. But getting the victory there over John Cena will definitely set up Sikoa going forward. Next up, we had the WWE United States title line. We had champion Rey Mysterio Jr., or Rey Mysterio, going against the icon, I guess we call him, the social media leader, Logan Paul. The Paul brothers, boxing, wrestling, they do a little bit of everything. They're social media icons. But you know what? Logan Paul can sure wrestle, though. Holy snap. This guy's had like a handful of matches in WWE, They've all been super, super good. Yeah, it's just amazing to see somebody that's that talented. He's had 8 matches now in WWE, and he's lost. It looks like he's lost a couple of them. But he was in that match teaming with the Miz against the Mysterios. Oh, this actually makes more sense now. Then Miz turned on him. Then he had a match against the Miz. He won. So he won the tag match and won that match. He lost to Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel last November. He was in the Rumble. He lost to Seth Rollins at Mania. He was in the Money in the Bank and didn't win. He beat Ricochet at SummerSlam. And then he comes to Crown Jewel with a U.S. title shot. And he wins the U.S. title. Coming off of his last 2 singles matches were losses. I mean, what? I love the fact he's champion. Don't get me wrong. He's had some heck of a matches. And he's a hell of an athlete. And he went out there and took it to Rey Mysterio. I ended up giving him a match 3 1/4. Super good. I almost went 3.5. But a lot of the shenanigans going on with his guy with the brass knucks and then all that stuff kind of took it down a notch for me. But a little less than 18 minutes. Logan Paul, your new WWE United States Champion. I loved every bit about that. I think he is the type of guy that can transcend WWE, especially with the new media rights. We had found out today, matter of fact, that NXT signed with the CW network, which I actually think is a good thing. The CW is actually really getting into sports. I know they think they have Live Golf. I know for 2025, February 25, they signed NASCAR's second series, which is the Xfinity Series. The tagline is "Names are made here," so it's kind of like the stepping stone to the main NASCAR. So NXT is kind of the stepping stone to WWE. So 2 big stepping stones on the CW, starting in October of 24, then NASCAR in February 25. That's going to be super exciting to see for that network. Obviously, SmackDown will be on USA next year. We don't know where Raw is going to be yet, so time will tell on that. Next up, we had the WWE Women's title line. We had champion IYO SKY with Bayley out there, with Dakota Kai out there. Damage Control getting involved. Bianca Belair, she definitely held her own, but then we had the return of Kairi Sane. Friends with IYO SKY. I'm assuming they're going to turn one of them eventually and have that match. But the fact that she's friends with her and IYO kind of alienated Bayley, I think there's going to be a tag match there soon. IYO and Kairi versus Bayley and Dakota Kai, and kind of split up. Damage Control, so we'll see what happens there. But IYO SKY with her match against Bianca, 2 3/4 star, ended up retaining her women's title. Next up, we had Cody versus Damian Priest. Of course, Damian Priest comes out without his briefcase because in the match with Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre, after Seth won, Damian Priest came out to cash his briefcase and had the referee gave the referee his briefcase before they ring the bell. Sami Zayn comes out, attacks Damian Priest, grabs his briefcase and takes off. He, like Sami said, he doesn't want Judgment Day to have all the titles. That's the only title on Raw they don't have right now. And so he's trying to stop it. Apparently, when he walked into Monday Night, Adam Pearce told him to give it back. That's one of the dumbest storylines ever. You have him take it, but then you don't have Sami walking around with it. I mean, come on. At least do that. But then we had Cody versus Damian Priest. Cody ended up getting the victory here. He ended up giving it 3 1/4. You kind of knew Cody was going to get the victory here. At least I thought so. Before the match even started. Cody there beating Damian Priest. So kind of wonders when he does cash in, is he actually going to win it? Is he going to lose it? I think the mystique of that briefcase is kind of getting old. I'm sorry, it is. You have a chance of losing that. You had Austin Theory cash in on the U.S. title last year and lost. You've had more losses than wins here recently. I like the mystique was almost a guarantee at one point. But kind of that, to me, that's kind of taken away. Well, hopefully he gets back, but it's like he's probably going to lose anyway, so it's a big deal, kind of. Next up in the main event, we had the WWE title WWE title / WWE Universal title. So it's one belt, two names, two lineages to it. So the Universal title and WWE title. The WWE title is the one that dates back to 1960 something. Then the Universal title dates back to when it was on SmackDown originally. Then it went to Raw, then back to SmackDown, or was it Raw, SmackDown? Yeah, whatever it did. So it's just like, come on now, what's the point? I guess apparently the point is, what I've read, is once Roman does lose it, the Universal title piece will go away. It's just going to be the WWE title. They'll keep that lineage. Doesn't make any sense. The fact he's had 1,100 some odd days, it's almost getting old at this point. It's just like, just have the right person take it off of him. Don't make it like when Lesnar beat Taker and did nothing for Lesnar because of the streak that Taker had. You've got to make it big. Here was not the point. LA Knight was not the person to do it here. A lot of people thought it was. Apparently Roman was supposed to go away for a little bit. So I'm kind of glad they didn't just dump the title on LA Knight. He's not ready. This needed to be Cody at Mania last year. Everybody thinks it should be Mania this year. No, last year was a perfect story. You had the prodigal son returns. 1 year later, wins the title. In that year, he had a battle back from injury. He had all this. You had the perfect storm to do it last year. But you thought the longevity of Roman's title reign was more important. At this point, I don't even care who beats him. Just let it mean something when they do. Let it build up somebody else to be kind of that mainstream superstar. But Roman getting the victory over LA Knight, and they give it 3.5. It was a cute little match. It wasn't spectacular by no means. LA Knight is okay in the ring. Roman is pretty okay in the ring himself, but it's just, to me, this match was kind of just there. That's why I give it 3.5 with Roman retaining. So we have a new U.S. champion in Logan Paul. We had to retain on the women's title. We had to retain on the WWE title. We had to retain on the world title. And we retain on the WWE women's title. So just the one new title change there. That is WWE Crown Jewel. As always, stay tuned to Rubber Sports Show. Don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Rubber Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel content.